Hey y'all, it's your girl Anna.
Hey, your girl Jazz.
Welcome to Guileless Intentions, where we're keeping it real, uncut, and unfiltered. Hey girl, what's up? Get it off your chest Wednesdays. All right, so today we have a special guest in the building. Today is Get It Off Your Chest Wednesdays, where we are talking about stuff that's relevant. So, who we got in the building today? Introduce yourself, Ma.
It's your girl Mo.
All right, Mo.
In the building.
Okay.
Yes, it's your girl Mo. I am the owner of Loves the Mo Shop, which is your local, sex shop. No, it's more than that. I'm playing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are a sexual wellness brand, and we help people incorporate sex toys in their personal and partner play. So you're not just having fun with these sex toys by yourself. You're going to take it with your boo thing, your entanglement, your husband,
Spicing
or whatever.
Up the relationships, baby.
Yes. That look, what we say before we started? Baby making.
Baby
That's what
Baby, y'all.
you hear me.
All right, so we see that you have some toys on the table. So walk us through it.
Okay, so because I have this candle here and it's lit in like safety, we're gonna start there.
Okay, all right.
All right, so this candle here, it says light me if you're horny. So I love it because it's a really passive way to like tell your partner like, I'm trying to get fucked. But in addition to it, it actually is a massage candle. So I lit it like a little bit before we started, and as y'all can see, it's like started to liquefy. And with these type of candles, they don't get so hot that it scorches your skin, but it gets warm enough to where it tingles and it feels like okay. Yes, I'm gonna blow it out and then we're gonna feel the oil. It's like, okay, ASMR.
All right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ooh, I gave you a lot. Ooh, it's giving drip. Spill over.
Honey,
She ain't lying. Get a little warm.
smells good.
What we feeling? What we smelling? It's the body roll for me. Yes.
She's in the mood.
Uh-huh.
In the mood.
Yes.
They're very soft.
And it's not like sticky. It's not too much. And
So what scents are in this?
So this one is vanilla. But you
Vanilla
have,
bean.
yep, you on a point. Okay, you know your flavors. But you have one like this that's like also edible, which
Okay.
like takes it to another level because you like caressing and licking all at the same time. Like that's super spicy. It's warm, so we add temperature because what you want to do when you're with your partner is ignite every single sense. Like you want to have smells, you want to have visuals, you want to like every sense that you ignite in your partner, the more intense that climax is going to be. And it's both ways. It's not just with a female or a male vagina owner or a penis owner. It works both ways. So when we got temperature play, that's going to make you warm. It's going to automatically make you alert. And everything you do after that, your partner's going to be on guard like, ooh, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready.
So like, what do you say for like a person that has a partner that's not like open to toys? Like, I feel like a lot of guys associate like toys with like it's just for women, but like how do you encourage the men to like bring that into their relationship with their woman?
Consent.
Yeah.
Honestly, it starts with a conversation, and you can't bring the biggest dick or the biggest mouth imitation and expect for someone who like does not believe in it to all of a sudden say, okay, I want to try this big thing with you. So you start with something that's like insignificant in their minds. Like to us, it's like something small like this. Like what I gave you guys here, this is an arousal bomb. It's super small. You don't think of it as a toy, but it is a sexual wellness product. So you put it on a nipple, you put it on a clit, you put it on the head of the penis, and all of a sudden now they're more aroused than they normally would be. And just something as simple as that is kind of like that proof factor for them to say like, ooh, this feels good. Like, what else you got in there, girl? What else you got for me, lady? And then you built that trust factor with them. And it wasn't just a theory. It wasn't just like, she brought this vibrator in and wanted me to do. Like, it wasn't anything that was bizarre or foreign to them. Right. It was just a good feeling. And that's where it starts. You find something that gives them a good feeling.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Do you think, like, toys are necessary? Because we know, like, when you first get in relationships, right, like, it's spicy, you're excited and stuff like that, but as the years go on, like, it dies down, a lot of the times. How important do you think these toys are, like, to spice things up?
So it depends on the person. In my world, toys are super important because not only am I willing to explore your body without toys, I want to push those limitations and boundaries that we thought were there and, like, go beyond what we ever imagined sex to be with each other. So for me, toys are important because at a certain point, like, we use computers to get information quicker. Like, we use technology in so many other lights, like, and without thinking about it. So for me, I use that same concept when it comes to sex. When it comes to using toys, I want to use the technology that I know is guaranteed designed to make my partner come, make me come. And then, we about to tag team it. Like, I'm going to be like, come on, toy, let's go ahead and get them out of here. Like,
So what is your most what is your best selling? What is your most popular toy?
Oh, that's such a hard question because honestly, there's like thousands of categories when it comes to toys. So I could say, like, oh my God, yes, this rose right here, best toy, top seller.
Rose. But that rose is popular.
It's popular, but only for a certain set of people because it makes sense to them. Yeah. But honestly, like, I find that, like, this bullet right here is the most universal. And it has evolved from being this, like, small, fat bullet that had a bunch of batteries in it and worked to now it has a remote and it's equally as powerful and you can recharge it, use it in water, and it has expanded beyond what we saw it to be. Right. So, like, there's a lot of different ones. Give me something that you want to feel, and then I can talk to you about a product that might kind of substitute or add to that.
I don't well, you're in a different world, but, like, how do people usually, like, feel about anal sex? Because I know that goes real right or real left or messy. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Sex with, I wanted to say it's a lot of men that act like, you can't touch my ass, right? But I'm seeing more and more, like, articles.
Hey, it's the last.
More articles where, like, men enjoy their fucking ass being touched. Like, they don't want to fucking admit that shit, but, like, I'm sorry, it's not even. It doesn't have to be an admit thing. Honestly, it's a science, like, biology thing. Like, the highest place of pleasure is there.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. It's there.
So, all right. I'm talking about just the female pleasure, but we shift over a little bit. All right. My question was,
let's bring it back.
All the way back. I'm talking about anal sex with, like, as far as female pleasure, because our area is our clitoris, that area. How do you feel to get that pleasure there?
I feel like it is the most intense climax that you're going to have when you include it. Because no matter if you're touching your nipples and you got a thumb, like, hovering over your butt, like, that shit feels good. But if you're just holding your nipples and going like that, it feels okay.
Yeah.
It's a different ecstasy when you add on to what you're feeling. So, like, imagine somebody's eating you out. They, like, right there on the clit, sucking on it. And then, like, they go past the tank, which is really important, and they just, like, hover right there. You automatically get wetter. Like, they didn't even put nothing in you. They just talking to the clit on the outside. They just rubbing, like, it's just simple. Yeah. But it intensifies it because it offers you multiple forms of stimulation in two different places. And just that A spot gives you such a powerful orgasm. And you can reach it from vaginally if you have the right device to do it. Or you can just put a plug in, put a finger in, and find it, and it just really adds to that climax where you just sweating and just like Jesus. Like,
so I have a question.
Talk to me.
All right. How important do you think threesomes are to relationships that are, that want to have longevity? Like marriages and like relationships that are like you're living with the person, like I feel like they're
honestly, I want her to explain because
I'm explaining myself, like, because it's different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about committed relationships with threesomes in total? Because I know that some people have very controversial opinions. Some people say, "Oh, it means your man is bored of you," and some people's like, "Oh, it means like y'all keeping it spicy." So, like, what do you think?
Okay, so let's start with threesomes are not solutions to your relationship problems.
That's a disclaimer because that needs to be said.
If you had problems in your relationship before the threesome, they are gonna probably intensify after the threesome. Yeah. Threesomes are fun if you can allow your partner. It's called compersion. If you can watch them thoroughly enjoy themselves with someone and you not be a part of it, then yes, threesomes are going to help your relationship. It's going to add to it. It's going to be more fulfilling because you're going to find fulfillment in your partner being pleased in more than one way, and then that's going to internally make you feel good too. And now those aren't the only stipulations to have a threesome, but those are the ones that if someone asks me, I'm going to say like, you got to be willing to say like, wow, I love the way she's sucking his dick. Like, It looks so sexy. Like, she's so satisfied right now. Like, you have to have that level of it to go into a threesome, or else you're gonna get your feelings hurt. And it might not be the first time, might not be the second time, but like after the fourth threesome, and you seeing how your lady, is enjoying other ladies, or your man is with another lady, whatever their circumstance, that's gonna make you be like, those questions like, is it me? Like, am I not enough? Like, am I not satisfying him? Like, what is the conversation now? Whereas if you guys go into it, like, we're going to bring somebody else into our space to enjoy them and for them to enjoy us. And I'm okay if I'm not a part of it, or if I am, like, it doesn't matter. I just want good feelings that flow. That's a different feeling because you go into it excited because someone's going to feel good. It might not be you. If it is, great, but you're going into it with such a more lighthearted, but you're tingling down there. Your PowerPoint is excited.
So how do you feel about threesomes with restrictions? Do you feel like that contradicts the threesome?
What do you mean by restrictions?
So like, if you go
if you're gonna have restrictions.
Yeah, if you go into a threesome, you have a set of rules, but you can't do like the threesome. You work with it. Oh, you can't give her head.
What's the rules, Jazz?
You can't give her head, or she can't give you head, or you can't fuck her, or you can't penetrate her. I'm sorry, or you can't Then what's the point?
Right. Well, it depends on the nature. Because if you're in like a dom sub, or you're in like in a kink situation, that might be satisfying to have those boundaries and those hard limits. But if you guys are just everyday vanilla transitioning into something kinky, and you have those rules going in, there's more questions that you guys have to ask before you bring somebody else into your space.
Right. I agree.
Because if you can't in a few sentences explain what it is that you will allow and what you won't allow, which is a consent conversation, and I encourage everyone to have that before you start, then you're going to run into issues because that person coming into your world, like, y'all spend time together all the time. Like, this new person doesn't know what you're going to say is like, no, like, don't touch me there. Like, and those conversations have to happen beforehand. So to one point, like, you have to have boundaries. You have to have those, like, nah, you can't suck his dick that way. But then you also do have to have freedom, because if you're going into it with all these, like, no, how are you going to get to your, like,
it just makes it more enjoyable.
Yes,
like,
but it's
you really have to, like, understand the common goal. The common goal is for us both to reach that climax, and separate anything out. I have a question for you.
Talk to me.
Okay. How do you feel? Let me say how I can say this. How do you feel about okay? How do you feel about.
Why you?
I love how you get so intense about it.
ready.
Like, how do
I wanna
you
make
feel?
sure I word it the right way.
No, I like that. You have intention behind this question. It's going to come off so beautifully. That's what I like. Like, I don't like when somebody just is like spewing things at me because I'm just like, did you think about what you were asking me? Or like you just were saying words. Like, I like that you're taking the time.
So, on a scale of 1 to 100, how important do you think sex toys are to relationships that have longevity? Like, I feel like old school people don't be as open to, these new concepts. So, how important do you think? Like, how much of a difference do you think it really makes?
So, okay, to the adult side of things, please know my oldies but goodies, they get it in. They know more about some of these toys than I do, and I just have to be like, do you want my job? Like, ma'am, auntie, grandma, like, all right. So, okay, I have to leave it right at a 50 because you can get a toy and it can like destroy your situation because you spend more time with the toy than you do with your partner. You get to a place where you overstimulate and you don't even want your partner. But then on the other side of it, like you might get it and then y'all just go balls to the wall and now y'all have reached new heights in this sex life.
Right.
Like you go from using a ring with one to one with two. You go from using just a standard bullet to one with a remote. You go from playing in the bedroom to playing in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the car, in public. Like it pushes you beyond what you've ever known your boundaries to be. Yeah, like because they honestly, what I love about toys is that it can take the human part out of it. Someone can use a toy on me and literally just watch my response to that and never feel a way about it. They don't ever have to feel like, oh my God, I did a bad job, I did a good job, she loved it, she hated it. Like all they can do is literally just watch me in whatever way.
Yes, and I
like,
feel like that's the part. That's my next question.
Go ahead. No, you can ask.
No, talk the shit. No, because my next question was literally, do you feel that porn ruins, excessive porn ruins a relationship? Or
I like porn.
Relationship?
It depends. I feel like it depends is like my statement of today because you have couples who make porn and watch porn and they are very happy, and not even like full blown porn stars because look at everyone on OnlyFans, like they're doing their thing and it's great. But like if now you have a dysfunction in your relationship and you go into watching porn,
it's gonna make it worse.
It's gonna be an issue because it runs into overstimulation. Like, but that's no different than you scrolling through your Twitter timeline or your Instagram timeline.
Right.
Like you don't necessarily have to go to a porn site to see sexy stuff. Like everyone gets enticed in different ways. Like someone might be a foot person and go through Instagram and boom.
But
like,
you know what? I remember a concept. I remember
first of all, how you just got up close and personal with this mic. like hey.
Feeling the vibe. She want to create the tone.
No, because listen, I remember a concept where they're saying like, porn is associated with masturbation, right? And is it healthy or not? Because it's like once you pleasure yourself, like the more you do it, it gives you less interest for your partner, certain people. Like I feel like I've read so many different stories where men will like, Pamela, and it's like they're not putting their all into
That was priceless, Pamela. I know what you meant, though.
No, you're not lying,
Pamela. You know what I'm saying?
That is overstimulation.
Right.
That's
masturbation
literally
can be healthy, but still like
yes. So for me, compared to a lot of my peers, I love porn. I feel like porn is a really powerful tool to use to learn about sex. But it's abused because there are people who make full production, a movie with actresses and actors.
A fucking plot, a storyline.
Yes.
Like
some of them are incredible. Not gonna lie, I do watch some of them. I'm not gonna lie.
I totally
some of them
agree.
are really nice. Like I sit there like, oh my God, what's she gonna do next?
Like really creative. Like very creative.
Yes.
Like, oh, you came out the doghouse?
Oh my God, like
I would never
you gonna rob her? Oh my God.
Lock her up. After you taking him to jail.
Yes, look, I love a good storyline.
That's how I do it. Okay, anyway.
But you can find that happy medium. You can find that everyday couple that looks something to what you want to have or that you are, and they're doing things that you're capable of doing. They're not in the middle of somewhere to where people can pop up and catch you. They're in their living room. They got a random towel down. You can see the cat in the background. Like those are the type of porns that you can watch and see people develop. I always shout out Rock and Jay because I used to watch them. Shay, Rock and Shay. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. They're a couple. Like, honestly, like I watched them from like young, like to like where they are now. And like their sex has been so raw and authentic to them to where it's just like, I can see where I've been able to incorporate some of the angles that she might have did. I can pay attention to the way my partner is interacting with me based off of things that I've saw with them, because there's nothing in sex education that says these are the positions that you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to feel. This is what you should look forward to. Like, honestly, sex ed is don't do this, don't get pregnant, don't get an STD. It's prevention more than it is teaching people about pleasure. Yeah.
So I have a question.
Talk to me.
I heard about that one.
Oh, that got.
I heard about that one. I heard that change. I heard it changing lives.
3,000.
3,000, yeah. Gok 3,000. That's what it's called.
I heard it's changing men's lives all over now.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I put a little lube in there.
Right.
First of all, I should let y'all feel it beforehand. Lube before you intrude, friends. Lube before you intrude. That's all I gotta say.
So how does tell us about this?
Okay, so that's a 360 rotating and vibrating device. It's meant for you to hold it and insert the tip of your penis and a little bit more of it, and it's gonna just swivel around. So if you feel on the inside, there is grooves, and then it's soft silicone, so it's gonna wrap around that dick like it is a mouth, right?
It's gonna wrap around.
And I'll cut it on so you can see it. But it's meant to kind of emulate oral sex.
Okay. Got 3,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
The penis is in here.
The penis is gonna go in there. So all they have to do is just like put their power part in there, and it's gonna swivel around. If you want to intense it, you're gonna hit one button.
Give us a close up, like.
Yes.
All right.
I
know men loving that. I know men are loving it.
They are, and I love this for them. Like
I
honestly,
can tell. I know like, with a lot the right amount of lube.
Here you go.
Yes,
right. Or I could do it for you. I don't gotta do much. I just gotta
but that creates an experience, and that's what people miss when it comes to sex toys. They think like you're supposed to have your sex toy and run with it over there. There's some of them that we use together, but mine's is mine's and yours is yours. If your partner can remember you using this toy in them and you moaning like, yes, daddy, come for me. Like, ooh, yeah, I see you getting hard. Like, that shit sticks in his head. Every time he touched that toy, he gonna throw the toy away if y'all break up. Like, I'm telling you.
Energy.
Yes.
Energy.
Because he gonna be holding it like, yep. And think about you because you created that with him. Yeah. And like, of course he might have, big booties, 3,000 in the back, like to add to it, but it's an experience that y'all share together. And the more that you guys do it together, it allows for it to be that escape, but then still having that human aspect of it, because that's where if you're using it just by itself with no movie, no nothing, like it'll feel nice, but there's no connection. Like when you come, it's gonna just be like one of those like, done. Like let me go about my day. Like, but it could be more than that, because he might use that and then just come and be like, I'm done. Like I need to take a nap. Like this is real
experience.
Yes.
So what is, and you can't be biased. You have to pick something.
Oh God.
So what is your favorite area of sex?
What do you mean area of sex?
When I say areas, like, I'm trying to be on my 50 Shades of Grey type of thing.
Okay.
Like what style she likes?
I won't say style, but what's area? Like, what is your, I don't know. I can't describe it.
So, like, sexual act or activity type thing?
Like, when I say area, because,
Your shit?
Yeah,
shit?
like, what's your area?
Shit.
Okay.
Like, when you watching porn, what do you search?
Yep.
Ooh.
There you
Ooh,
go.
okay.
There you go.
All
What's
right.
up, Jazzy?
So it changed with the seasons, but right now I've been watching like threesomes heavy and gangbangs.
2 guys,
I-
girl, 2 girls, and a guy. What?
All of them. I don't discriminate. Like I don't discriminate. Threesomes. I like multiple bodies pleasing each other. Like that shit feels good to watch.
So, all right. So, how do you feel about group sex for people that are committed?
I think it's awesome. If that works for you, like if it's consent and y'all talked about it, like I've worked plenty of swinger parties, and I swear the most welcoming environment was when I did a hotel takeover. It was Fuckcation, I think like 2 years ago, and I was in Indianapolis, and it was a hotel full of people fucking. Like, it was so awesome. And it was like, you knew who was married, and then you could watch them tag team somebody else. And I'm just like, this is impressive. Like, I got on the elevator, and somebody was sucking dick, and like, the wife was cheering the other girl on. Like, you can't make this up. Like, you can't make this up. Like, just to watch the joy that everyone in that building had, I was like, oh, okay, well,
I feel like sex makes everyone happy. Like, sex sells. Sex makes people happy.
Yes.
Like,
look, that honestly, that's like my underlying goal. Like, have people have better sex, have, better relationships, make more babies. Like, I love my community. I want more solid families. Like, I want y'all to fuck. Like, I want y'all to make babies.
Okay. Squirting.
Okay.
People have different aspects on it. Some people say that, it's a woman's reaching her G-spot and, climaxing at her ultimate peak. And then the others say, like, it's pee. It's, like, so many different. So explain to us, like, squirting the G-spot and, what it takes to get there. And
yes.
I can't explain to y'all what science hasn't even figured out yet. But what I can tell you is that in order to squirt, you have to go beyond what you've ever done to have a climax. Like, the first time that I squirted, I used a suction device. I've never used one before. It sucked my soul in seconds, and I was like, wait a fucking second. And it was explosive. And then, but with a partner, the only time I've been able to squirt is with, like, really deep penetration. Like, so it just honestly depends. And, like, the more you get to know your body, the easier it is for you to find that place to squirt. I don't know if it's pee. It don't look like pee or smell like pee. It don't come out it don't come out the same hole. But like, I'm not a scientist, so I don't want to lie.
They were saying it was muscle contraction.
What's the fluid?
It's a mystery. We don't know.
Fluid,
but they said it was a mixture of pee and cum. I don't know if it's like
I've heard
accurate.
that too.
It's bodily fluid, and honestly, people get peed on every day.
Have you ever squirted, Jazz?
I have not. That's one of my questions.
Okay.
That's on my bucket list.
Okay, what I will say,
I do like.
so look, just when you feel like you're supposed to stop, you're supposed to keep going. That is where it is. It's on the other side. Yeah, because a lot of times we'll like climax, like especially if we use our hands, like we'll just come and then we'll be like, all right, woo, feel amazing. Let's keep it going.
Right.
No, you have to like really have some time with yourself, have sex with yourself. Like, if you want to find it on your own, like, you need to take your time, like, rub yourself down after a shower, set the get your playlist going. Like, you got to make it sexy time for you with you. And once you do that, you're going to come the first time. And, of course, it's going to feel like normal. Then you're going to come that second time. And then you're going to be like, hold on, I can't twice in one sitting. Like, hold on. And then you're going to start to be more intentional with your hands. You're going to feel on your butt a little bit. You're going to spread your legs a little more. You might change positions. You might touch your nipples now. Like, you might move into things to make it like, okay, well, I already came this way. How am I going to come again? Like, how am I going to feel more? How am I going to get more in tune with myself to feel more good feelings? And that is where it pushes you to the edge. I mean, there are science ways. They say you put 2 fingers in, you just tap on that little thing, and it's going to start to get full, and then keep tapping on it, and it gets fuller, and then it's going to bust like a balloon, and then that's going to make you squirt. That's like the simple way to say to do it. But for me, it's a mental thing. A lot of women could have squirted years ago. Years ago. But they get in their own way. They just think like, okay, I climaxed it, I'm done. Like, a lot of people are just happy to have the orgasm. And like, you got to be willing to say like, no, I'm trying to like really like
orgasm. You just came. That's the difference. I feel that's one of my questions.
Explain.
So I feel like a lot of women have issues with orgasm. Like, yeah, we come, but orgasms, that's a whole different level now.
Well,
a lot of women
don't know the difference.
That's true.
What you think of that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to know the difference because it's either I come or I don't.
Okay,
like,
so where do you find the differences of an orgasm and coming?
To my understanding, how women have been complaining about us not orgasm, I think, all right, we come, like, all right, we come. But orgasm is like that next level, like your soul leaving your body, like that type of thing.
I think they're the same thing.
Your soul leaving your body. I don't think they're the same thing. I feel like it's easy to come. Like, all right, you come, you reach a certain peak.
Still
I feel like men.
An orgasm is like we both fucking took a vacation somewhere else, came back down together. Like, I
love it. Vacation and come back down together.
Like what? Orgasm is like, it's a few minutes of like, I don't know, ultimate connection.
So I agree there's levels to an orgasm, but I just don't think there's a difference in like coming quickly and like having a more expansive orgasm.
But I feel like coming quickly is like, okay. There's something I need to hit.
Still an orgasm.
So do you think men orgasm or they just come? Because
one more time.
Do you think men orgasm to have an orgasm moment?
Yeah, they orgasm.
Because I have spoken to men and they feel like if you rub it long enough, they're gonna come anyway. But like the orgasm part of it, like sister took my soul type thing, like man,
levels to orgasms. It's levels because just like for like you say, you can rub one out real quick and then it'd be like I'm done.
Yeah,
but it's still an orgasm because if you have sex and then you're done and you never felt any of it, then it was nothing. Like it's nothing at all. It wasn't a cum or orgasm. So for me, it's like it's levels to the orgasm. Like there's some that are deeper and come from different places. Like you might get one from your A spot versus your C spot. Like there's different places that you can orgasm and climax from. Right. But I feel like for guys, they're orgasming like every time.
I have a question. So as a person who is a sex mother, and you have your business and you're very educated on it, what do you think is your best recommendation for people that are trying to spice up their relationships?
Conversation. And I know it sucks to say and to receive, like, it's conversation because a lot of times people can have more explosive sex without adding anything. It's just like talking, because if you think about the small things that could be shifted, like for me, like if you touch one part of my butt, it's going to tickle. If you touch the other part, it's going to feel really good. Mm-hmm. So for me, all I had to do is tell my partner, like, hey, don't touch that part, touch this part. And like, boom, I'm orgasming just that fast. Yeah. And it takes for you to learn that verbiage and to say it to your partner.
What you think about role playing?
Role playing, I love role playing. Well, you gotta have a fun
person to do it. Have you role played before,
Jess?
See, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Story time. Tell us.
I
want to know.
I feel like it made me want more. Like I want to do like a different scene. Like
was it awkward at all?
It was. I feel like it was awkward, but like the fun awkward. Like, oh, okay, like
y'all stumbling through
it. You being silly. But like I know like what was about to happen, so it made it more spicy.
Right.
Yes.
I love role playing, but I haven't went like as far as I want to go. Like I'm trying to be like a whole fucking character.
Ooh, yeah. Talk to your partner about it. Look, but honestly, I say communication, but like you have to build the knowledge and the words to be able to say it.
Make him feel like he's cheating. Like
yes.
She really definitely do.
So look, this is what you can do. Y'all can create like a notepad if y'all both have iPhones, and you can start the first line, and then he can add to the second line, and y'all can just build off of it. And then like y'all can check in like weekly or bi-weekly, whatever y'all want to do. It don't make it homework. Make it fun still.
Right.
You can be like, all right, come on, let's try this scene out. And then if y'all don't like it, y'all can switch it and try it a different way. But a lot of times you just got to separate that face-to-face conversation and create a buffer. And the buffer is going to be that notebook. So you can have like a physical notebook in your house to write it out, or you can use it on your phone. But just start that conversation like, I'm about to send you something sexy.
So question, you could like decline to answer. Okay. So are you in a relationship?
No, I'm not. I'm single, y'all.
All right.
Out here, y'all. Coaches in the game.
Are you single and looking, or just single and chilling? Like
I'm single and chilling.
Okay.
Honestly, because
no sneaky links. You know it's getting cold.
Of course, I have sneaky links. Of course,
sneaky links.
Of course, I got sneaky links.
Toys.
I have my sneaky links, but I am a sucker for situationships because I like to move and I like to be
I feel
out
like they're
in the
exciting.
streets. They are. They're too exciting because
Until
you be
someone
3
gets
years
hurt.
in and you like, hold on, wait, I spent 3 years with this person. Like,
I
you
know.
know? Yeah. So it's a fine line between situationship and situation shit. Like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Like,
When she
the
said
fuck?
situationship and situation shit.
It's a difference.
I know, but it's hard to decipher the two.
Because when you
Yeah.
caught up in the sneaky link.
Yeah.
That's why I'm single and like I'm like out in the open because before I used to like ride the line like I have a partner, like I have a friend.
No, being modest.
I'm being like
I cannot.
I'm being respectful of my hidden relationship that I'm not supposed to talk about but exists. Like I did those moments. So like now I'm like, no, I'm single. Like heavy on the single and I got sneaky links. Like sign up if you want to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not out in these streets like that no more. I
She
retired.
said she's chilling.
I'm chilling.
So outside of communication, what advice would you give to just anyone that wants to just explore their sexual world and take it beyond their comfort zone?
But
Okay.
conservative background.
Conservative background. Okay,
Yeah.
I would say go towards things that you already like to feel. So, and I'm a female, so I can talk about the vagina with expertise. My first toy was like this big 8-9 inch dick, and I didn't know what to do with it. Couldn't put it inside me. Wasn't even comfortable to do it. So I was like, fuck no. But then my next toy was like a clitoral sucker toy, and it just like sucked my soul. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. Like, I like this.
Yeah.
And it actually resembled what I do when I masturbate on my own because I just touch myself on the outer point. I got nails. I'm not really trying, dig up in myself. It feels good, but that's not my thing. So I would say go towards things that you already like. Like, don't deviate from it and try to do something new when you're trying to walk through the door.
Right.
So, like, if you have a male partner, I would say use, like, a sleeve like this because most men like to get their dick sucked. So, using something like this is a sleeve that's open-ended on both sides. It's meant to be used while you're giving head. So, you'll put the PowerPoint in.
What's the name of that?
This is a head helper.
Okay.
Helper. That's
Head
so
helper,
cute.
yeah.
Head helper.
Head helper.
Yeah, so if you want to get that sloppy offie,
assistance,
take it to
babe.
the next level.
listen.
Yes. And I love when people say like, oh my God, I give head good already. Yeah, but if you're giving the same head every day, it gets boring, baby. You got to spice it up. Put your finger in there.
Oh, I can totally understand.
Yeah, you don't even got a dick and you know what it feels like.
You're on vacation, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, right? So
And you could do less work.
less work.
Yes, you
But
have to, but I'm just saying.
it's awesome because it gives a different sensation. Like,
Yeah.
if you're getting 3 of them, you got this here, you got your other hand here, you got your mouth on the head. Like, you giving good head. Like, but this also isn't enough to make your partner be like, fuck you. Like,
Yeah,
you're not using this on me.
Right.
Like, no.
So, how do you feel about sex dolls? I have my own personal opinion about
People
it.
been having
Okay.
relationships with
No.
these joints.
I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm just like it's just creepy to me.
Nah, that's
no
creepy.
judgment.
That's creepy.
That is
Judgment,
like, you have
judgment.
A whole, no judgment. That you have a whole body and it's like it's supposed to be real.
The
And it's like,
fuck?
you could make it real in your head, but
Yeah.
it's like you really have a whole person, and then you turn around, you want to have sex with your partner. Like I'm like, it's, how do you feel about it? What's your take on it?
I feel like it's an awesome device. Like, I feel like if you got a doll and you fucking it, that's your business. Like, I can't get in the way of that one. Like, I don't personally have a doll, but I know the significance of having one because they improve your sex overall. Like,
Really?
especially if you have
You
a
think it's good
partner.
practice?
Of course.
I
You
mean,
can
like-
have a thrusting toy and it's good practice. Like any sex that you're doing, anytime that you're actively in sexual positions or doing sexual things, that's you preparing to be ready for another sexual experience. Like, so as you learn more about your body, like I like my nipples squeezed or twisted, like that teaches you about the type of sex that you want to have or the things that you like to feel. So with a doll, me personally, I don't have one. But if you got one and you're using it, then enjoy it. Now, if that doll starts to become more important to you than your partner,
So this is what I'm.
then we're going to have to talk about that because it's kind of like, what did we bring the doll here for? Like, what was our reasoning? Yeah, but it goes back to conversation, because if you let your partner buy a doll and y'all were already in the effed up place, like the audacity of you, like you actually put yourself in a weird position, because now you have to ask those questions and the doll is already here. And dolls are not inexpensive. Like, they really actually cost some money.
Like, literally, I saw a doll. Like,
baby.
Like, the cheapest doll.
I saw like $500, and that was like the cheapest.
How much?
$500.
Yeah,
that's the cheapest.
Yes,
low budget.
And that's not even a full body. That's like half.
You could pick their hair. You could pick their eye. You could pick their whole
the problem.
The height.
You're gonna be arguing about.
I'm like, no, this is crazy.
I would say if you're gonna bring a doll in the house, include your partner. Like, through the whole process.
Can we bring a doll?
Unless it's something that you want to do independently and your partner's okay with it and they feel good about you doing it. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I walked in my house and I seen a doll and I didn't know it was a process happening to have the doll, I would feel away.
Yeah,
I would be like, who is this bitch? Like, who is she?
Have names.
Yes. Like, how dare you bring Suzanne in our house? Like the hell?
Right. You ain't talk to me first. The fuck?
Yeah, like, so you can be fucking her when I'm gone? Like,
right. Like, who do you love more? Like, this I need to know.
For real.
But that's because there's no conversation.
Right.
Like,
that's
honestly,
true.
the biggest like issue that I see couples run into when it comes to toys is them not talking. Like, before, after, during, and like, that's a big part of all of it. In your relationship, you should feel comfortable saying any and everything. Sometimes it might come off too harsh. Sometimes it might be the perfect thing at the right time, but it absolutely has to be said, because that it creates the room for the learning curves. It creates the room for you to grow sexually. But y'all gotta talk. Like, y'all be, and it's women right now that have sex and don't like it with a husband,
but won't say anything.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You're literally laying there for 3 minutes and not enjoying it. Don't
She said
know.
3 minutes, y'all.
I don't understand.
Never experienced
I
it.
don't understand it.
What an orgasm is like.
No, but 3 minutes is crazy.
Yeah, but I know a lot of women that tell me, like, you know, they're in committed relationships and it is what it is.
Yeah.
No.
Like, they don't experience pleasure. They're not used to it.
It's a
and I'm
conversation. Like, it's a, and the conversation can start with a question. It could be like, what can I do to please you more? And it might, you might have to just cast outwards before you work on it within yourself. You might have to just ask your partner, like, how can I please you better? And you continuously asking them how to please them better will at some point make them say, like, damn, she's doing such a great job, or he's doing such a great job trying to figure me out. Right. Let me figure out what I can do and, like, to reciprocate this, to make this sound good or feel good or be whatever it's supposed to be. Because honestly, like, some men don't moan because of the way that they were raised. Because it's not a masculine thing to do, or they feel like someone's going to judge them afterwards. A lot of people get into relationships that they know they won't be in for long term, so they're scared of the aftermath. Because if somebody comes back and talks about how a finger was in my butt, I'm a man. I'm a man. And, like, that sucks.
I can't say that.
Why?
No, I'm saying a lot of them feel like they can't say that.
Oh, yeah, like, absolutely. Like, that, and it sucks, like, but it's the truth, because we have these short-term relationships, and they're fun in the moment, but afterwards, you have to deal with the emotions, because sometimes people are happy, and they move cordially, but then a lot of times they're actually pretty shitty at the end, and they feel terrible, like, I hate you, I never want to talk to you again, like, you're fucked up, like, I'm going to bury you with all the things I can. And that's why we have all the audios about, like, you let me fuck you with my peg, like, you know, like, there's conversations like that. And it's like, you know, sex is supposed to be a safe space, but when you don't even have a relationship of any kind, of any sort of commitment, and there was never a conversation, how do you expect to host a safe space to be vulnerable with someone whoever else?
Yeah, I agree.
No. So what would be your lasting thing just about sex? Like, when people think sex sells, you know, people like sex for pleasure, you know, people really just, sex is just sex. Like, people have this sex, like, this image about sex or what it's supposed to be, or, like, we have this thing like, oh, I want sex to be like this, sex to be like this. But how would you, in a nutshell, dealing with other people, dealing with different areas of sex, what is sex for you?
Sex is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be play. It's supposed to feel good. You're supposed to be creative, think outside the box. Like, we have nerve endings all over our body, and most people don't even discover what makes them feel good. Like, you have to be playful with yourself and with your partner. So when you're going into sex, don't think about what it should be, what people told you it's supposed to feel like or be like, because a lot of times what you're not exploring, what you're not testing out is exactly what you need to feel good. And it's not about it being shame. It's not about it being a thing that you grew, like, shame is a big part of it. Like, you got to let all that go and just be willing to just feel it.
Last question.
Talk to
what
me.
about masturbation?
I support it.
I feel like it's healthy.
Absolutely.
I feel like it prepares you for relationships, but I've seen articles where there's people that's saying that masturbation is unhealthy because it takes your attention away from your partner.
I think we're in a time to where we have a lot of distractions. We have a lot of things coming at us to where it could easily be perceived that masturbation is that thing that will take you away from your partner.
Right.
But when you spend most of your time outside of your house at work, how is it that the masturbation that takes no more than 10 minutes is the thing that takes you from your partner? Like, we're willing to talk about everything else but the truth. Like,
let's talk about it.
Your commute to work, your coworkers are a buzzkill. Like, like, I'm just saying, like, all of those things can contribute. Now, are there things that your partner can do more that can add to it? Like, could you masturbate less? Maybe. Like, those are all things, but when we look at the bigger picture, the more contributing factors to why sex lives aren't good, like, it's very... The masturbation part of it is not the thing.
It's not even
like, if somebody masturbates at 8 o'clock in the morning, when they get home at night, it is very rare. It's very, like, you could be tired, but you're not overstimulated when you get home. Like, you're not like, I don't want sex. Like, like, that's not the place that you reach when you get home from work. So masturbate as much as you want, but if it's deterring you from your relationship and you think that, then
it's about
talk.
time we have another conversation.
Communicate.
Well, it was great having you, Mo. Love me some Mo. Make sure y'all shop at her shop.
Drop your Instagram handle.
All right, so you can follow us on Instagram at lsms.usa. That's Love Some Mo Shop with acronyms. And now you can go on the website if you want to shop spicy with me at www.love, L-O-V-E, some, S-O-M-E, Mo, M-O-E, shop.
All right.
Thank you for coming on.
Let's talk about that sex with Mo.
You know, the points of sex toys, and I definitely will be checking it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because listen, I want to get some spicy.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all.
Later.
Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Yes.